Now we have a guy that could probably get in there if you...
It's game day. The Edmonton Oilers hit the road once again. Happy Monday. Welcome to EST Afternoons here on Edmonton Sports Talk, of course, presented by Play Alberta. It's Joaquin, Gage, Hernan and Salas. Zach Kubish with you on today's show. It's just another start of the week. 3 Oiler games. We got All Kings playoffs. We got the Sweet 16 in March Madness. MLB starts. It's a loaded week. F1 back to race week before they get a month off due to the cancellation of 2 races. And so we're going to roll along very nicely here on the show. We're going to, of course, talk lots of Oilers, some interesting pairings at practice. McDavid clears up his comments from Saturday. Everybody was losing their mind. Barstool had a line today, a title. McDavid desperate to go to Tampa Bay to get traded to Tampa Bay. That's what you got from the comments? Come on. We'll have Oil Kings play-by-play man Matt Barrett joining us at 1:40 in studio. They start on Friday against the Saskatoon Blades, round 1 at 2:20. We're going to head to Detroit. They've fallen. They're 1 point out of the playoffs now, Joaquin, in an incredible race going down in the Eastern Conference right now. Ryan Hanna from the Wing Wheel podcast will join us. He joined us once already. He was absolutely fantastic. Joaquin, my man, how was your weekend? How you doing today?
Weekend's good. It was my brother-in-law's birthday party yesterday.
Okay.
So he's a Red Bull fan. So I picked him up a Red Bull shirt.
Nice.
And,
is that his favorite present?
I don't know.
Yeah. I always ask people that.
He's very upset with the state of F1 and the Oilers. So
I like how you threw in the Oilers.
He is. Oh, man. Yeah, it's funny.
Oh, man. So we had our final exhibition game on Friday against Canada. And I got hurt. Twisted the old ankle.
Yeah.
It's bruised. It's swollen. Questionable for Wednesday right now for the start of the tournament. And the part is like it's getting better. Like I got mobility in it and all. It's just bruised and stuff. I'm wearing a brace right now just to keep it compact. I'm trying to get it taped because I don't know how to tape my for sports. So I remember years ago I had the same injury and I called around physio places and I was like, "Can you guys tape my ankle and charge me a fee?" And they're like, "Yeah." I'm getting the same thing now, but they're like, "But we're going to charge you an assessment. It's $120."
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, "Come on! I just need my ankle taped."
Why don't you just go get that KT tape? Do it yourself. YouTube it. Just YouTube it, man.
Yeah?
Yeah. Just follow it. I would use the KT tape, though.
Any physio people out there that want to tape my ankle for free? Well, I'll give you like a gift card or something.
I can't wait to see you going down the back alley streets. Hey, can you tape my ankle?
Anyone know how to tape ankles? Yeah, it was tough though, Joaquin. I haven't played soccer in forever, so I haven't been hurt like this in a while.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's tough, buddy.
I hate getting hurt. You realize how much you use that body part. I hurt my pinky the other day and I was like, geez, I use this a lot.
It's crazy. Yeah. So that's the latest. Everything gets going tomorrow for the Mini World Cup. So if you're going down, go early because parking sucks and it's usually pretty packed. And then we play Wednesday. Like I said, Hernan right now looks like he might be out of the lineup. It probably won't hurt the team at all.
Yeah,
probably we'll do better.
I also made something from those recipes that you see online or whatever. I made that dumpling lasagna.
Oh,
really good.
A dumpling lasagna, nice.
Yeah, it's kind of like wontons, right? But big hit yesterday. I was going to bring it in, but there was so much. There were so many. Like I think there was a peanut chili sauce and sesame oil. It would have killed Reed as soon as I came in, so I left it.
Baggio says Hernan's going to Germany for treatment. Think I can make it back?
Didn't I say that?
Yeah.
Great minds, eh?
Hey, great mind.
You and Leon?
Me and Leon down there?
Watching a few Bayern games?
Why not? Talk about this team, Joaquin. Okay, so the question of the day for today is, there are some new pairings at practice. McDavid left early. He said he's fine. Said he was just wanted to feel the ice for a little bit and went off, and everybody panicked, and nothing to panic about. He's good to go. But there was some new pairings. I'm not going to do the forward lines because with McDavid out, it's just a mishmash, and we'll figure it out tomorrow. Wallman with Bouchard. Nurse with Ekholm, which means Ekholm's moving to the right. And then Stastny with Murphy. You have 4 options. Absolutely love them. Interesting experiment. Absolutely hate them. Other, specify. On Twitter right now, early in the vote, interesting experiment leads the way with 46% Joaquin. What are your thoughts on those pairings?
I mean, we've seen a few of them before. Haven't really, sparkled, I guess. But we'll see. I mean, big game, huge game, actually, tomorrow night. See if they can turn things around a little bit. I think you need to spice things up with the pairings. They're getting a little stale. Maybe this gives them a little bit of a jump start, right? That's what you're looking for as a coach, I think. Some sort of spark when you change the lines.
Yeah, I'm intrigued by Wallman and Bouchard because they were together for one game. It lasted about 4 shifts, and they were a disaster. So why are you going back to that? I have no idea. Nurse and Ekholm is interesting because Ekholm's going to play his offside.
I don't like it, but who knows?
Yeah, and then Murphy, who's been solid. And Stastny, I have no issues with, sure. But let's see if these are the pairings that start tomorrow, first of all, because Knob's done this in the past. And if they do, how long do they last, Joaquin? So the poll's up now on the Nasty Chat for all our viewers on YouTube. Hit that thumbs up. Hit us up on the Nasty Chat. Subscribe if you haven't done so. River Korean Box as well, if you just want to send in your response there. 780-218-9999. All right, Joaquin, Saturday's game. Not a bad effort. They just lost to a better team. You can't give up a shorthanded goal. Did you know that was Nikita Kucherov's first shorthanded goal in his career?
It's crazy.
And how many points did he have? 5?
4.
4? He was unreal.
He's slick, man. He is so slick out there. The way he hovers around the play and just his anticipation is great.
Yeah.
He's pretty good on both sides of the puck too, right?
He's great. I was going to say that. I noticed him defensively. Oh,
he goes right into the right spot, right?
Yeah.
He's very responsible. I called you because I only watched the first. And I said, this thing's over. And then I asked you about it. So I rewatched it. So I knew what happened already. So when you watch a game and you know what happens, you're kind of, and Tampa they play in all the hard areas to play hockey. Mm-hmm. And that's where they live. They live in the uncomfortable against other teams. And you could see it. The Oilers played as well as they could have, but they just can't sustain it against a team like that plays that in the trenches and the grinding, and they just wear you down. They keep funneling pucks to the net. Yeah. They got traffic. They do everything right. And then once you really break down, then their skill takes over and they make a nice play, right? It's the perfect way to play hockey. It was quite similar to the same way the Panthers played when they were here. Mm-hmm. They just played that grinding kind of style that's very difficult to play.
And they don't give you anything.
No.
Yeah. Like the second goal, it sucks for Szymanski because it's probably the worst first goal ever. Because it touched 2 Tampa sticks before it got to Vasilevsky, which kind of sucks. But at least there was pushback. At least it was close for a while there, is what I'm saying. But you're right, Joaquin. Like watching Tampa, the support, no matter what line's out there, what pairing, they all do the same.
All do the same.
Yeah. Like, there's some guys on Tampa I never even heard of. And I was like, man, that was a good play. Solid.
They're missing. They're missing one of the best players in the league in Hedman.
Exactly. They didn't score on the 5-on-3, then they get scored when Kucherov comes out. That can't happen. I hated the fourth goal. And I know Dusty broke it down on the old stream and on the morning show with Lieutenant Eric. Like, McDavid's not even in the picture because he's always circling. Always. And Nuge loses the puck battle. You saw him slam his stick after because he knew he needed to win that one. I didn't like the fourth goal. But all in all, Tampa's just a better team. Oilers without Draisaitl, which is a big loss. But at the end of the day, it was kind of, it was a lot closer than I thought it would be. I don't think they were terrible. I think they were a lot better than they were against Florida. But now move into Utah, who's playing pretty well. They're trying to lock down a playoff spot as well. Tomorrow's game will not be easy. Then we get to the postgame, Joaquin, and everybody's just blowing the gasket because McDavid said they're an extremely well coached. They're extremely well organized. They are very rehearsed in everything they do. It's impressive. And when you break them down, they have a heck of a goalie to backstop them. Okay? And then he was asked, how do they become that? And he goes, well, that's a question for the coach. Nauber can ask. And people took it like it was a shot at the coaching staff. How did you view all those comments on Saturday night, Joaquin?
So I just, Twitter's going crazy or whatever. Yeah. And so you're, well, what did he say? And then I think he was just being complimentary to John Cooper. Yeah. At first, he deflects the how do you do that? And he goes, well, it's a discussion with the coach. He's not a coach, right? Now, everybody say it was a shot at the coach. I would say it was more a shot at his teammates a bit more. Not a shot at them, but just saying, hey, we need to be better. Yeah. Like, we need to be like that team. It wasn't a shot. It was like, we got to get our stuff together here if we want to do something. That's how I kind of saw it. And just his admiration for a guy he's worked with twice and saw what type of coach John Cooper is. Like you said, who was the Holmstrom?
Oh, yeah.
Holmstrom, when he got into that tussle, who comes down the bench and daps him up right after? Like Cooper, right? Like, he's just not saying I'm not saying Nobla's not a good coach. I think he is, but he's just different, right?
Yeah, I just think we're reading way too much into it. And I'm not saying everybody, of course. There's a small handful that takes these comments and, he's going after Nob again. This is the second star on the team that takes a shot. Both guys are honest. He was asked a question, and then today this is what he had to say regarding his comments. We're not taking shots. It's just everybody can be better, myself included. Everybody can be better. It was more just complimentary of a great team in the league that came in and played a good game. Nothing more than that.
Yeah.
Not sure how it was taken that way. It wasn't supposed to be that way. But I understand, obviously. I understand how people could look at it that way, but it's not what I was intending to do at all. And if you actually go watch it and just not read the comments on Twitter, if you actually watched it and the tone he said it in, it wasn't a shot.
No, I hadn't heard what he said. That's just shows how smart I am. But I hadn't heard him say that, but it was a rallying point for his teammates to go, hey, let's get to their level, you know? That's what it was.
And there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, it just is what it is. But listen, the team's not playing well. Like Connor McDavid said, they're in a pillow fight. The Pacific Division's terrible. I think they all lost on Saturday, and then yesterday they all won, which was not good for the Oilers. It hasn't been a good season. No way you put it. And they still have a chance to finish first in the division. They still have games to go here. I know Draisaitl not being there is an enormous loss, but I look at it this way too, Joaquin. Like, this team, I don't think Coach, and everybody's giving Knobloch hell for everything, but I don't think Coach Knobloch coaches them to be so bad defensively at them. That's not coach.
No.
Right? You just brought up Kucherov, how good he was defensively. Watch Kucherov in that game. Go back and he's just in the right spot. It's not more effort. It's not anything like that. They have a role. Like McDavid said, they're well rehearsed. They know exactly where they need to be. Connor McDavid, Leon Draisaitl, Darnell Nurse, a lot of these guys struggle defensively. We've seen them play well, but they struggle defensively, and it starts with them. And to me, that's not coaching, because like Gager's always said, defense, everyone can do it. It just takes the want to do it. Connor McDavid's got to improve defensively. Look at Nikita Kucherov. Sorry, can't compare. So if everybody thinks they're taking a shot at the coach, these players need to look in the mirror too and improve, and quickly. because it's not going to get easier. They got Utah, they got Vegas, and they got the Ducks this week, Joaquin.
Like we always say, you take plus minus with a grain of salt.
Yeah.
Right? But I think it's a telling statistic at the end of 82 games where you're at, right? If you see the amount, like what's Connor point wise, 114, and still plus 8, like that's It would come, and you compare it to the other big dogs of the league. It's they eclipse his numbers in that stat. So it's kind of telling that. I mean, Connor does play a lot, but so do those other guys. They're just not getting scored on 5-on-5.
Yeah, and
they're scoring 5-on-5, which is really, really important. Because I mean, Colorado, what's McKinnon, plus 56 or something ridiculous like that?
Like Kucherov's plus 45.
Yeah.
Thanks, Buster. Like that's crazy. That's what McDavid should be, and Leon Draisaitl will be.
He should.
This one says, yes, it's coaching if players are not willing to do so on the ice. Well, listen, Coffee.
You can lead a horse to water.
Yeah. Coffee and Knobloch and every other coach on the team can say, guys, defense first. But if the guys don't want to do it, what is he supposed to do? Like, I'm just baffled that a Stanley Cup contending team, so many fans want a new coach. You can't keep doing this. And yes, Knobloch's driving everybody crazy. I still don't understand why he changed lines from a winning formula for 2 wins. Had 10 players get a point, and he changes the lines. He does it again. Why? I don't understand it. I don't understand it. We'll continue to talk Oilers here in the second segment. We'll also get to some notices. Lots of news going around the sports world. But Joaquin, we're very lucky to do this job. It's a blessing, man. But sometimes we sit here and we're talking about deep pairings and what guys say, and then there's certain things that happen in life that puts everything into perspective. And friend of the show, Jessie Pierce, passed away over the weekend with her 3 wonderful children in a house fire. Very tough news to hear, to take. She was a friend of our show. We absolutely loved having her on. She brought the energy. I know our listeners and viewers absolutely loved it as well. Just incredibly sad to hear that when I know Tom told us first, and then it was all over social media. And it hurts because we talked to her about 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago.
I feel like she was our guest.
Yeah.
Though, she was. I think she was on. I mean, she was on other shows too. But when we reached out, she always responded.
Yeah.
It was great to have little banter on Twitter because obviously she wanted the U.S. team to win and stuff. And I'm just like, it's 39? What was she, 80?
87.
39 years. Like, come on.
Very, very sad. And we talked to her when we were doing the morning show right after Canada lost to the U.S. We wanted to get a vibe check, and seeing pictures of her and her kids the night before, it's just absolutely devastating. And it's wonderful to see the tributes all over social media. So many people, players, coaches, Adam Schefter, the top dog in the NFL when it comes to insiders, him as well. Very sad. And we send our condolences to the entire family, her husband, parents, friends, and loved ones for sure. A big loss for the hockey community. And like you said, it kind of puts all this silly stuff we talk about on the daily. Just we're talking about a game here. And it's very, very sad. Kuba, you have a few words too. I know you dealt with Jessie Pierce a lot, always getting her lined up for us and talking to her on the phone at times and during the video and all that.
Well, she seemed like a very welcoming person. I mean, I didn't know her personally, but I read up a bit about her, and everybody who is surrounding her in the Minnesota media, friends and family, were taking to Twitter and just seeing some stories about how she was really the life of the party and just a great person to be around. She was friends with everybody. And it's a very tough loss, very tragic.
Yeah.
But it's a very difficult time and an unfortunate situation for somebody like that and the rest of the family to pass in a manner like that. But she did great work, and she seemed like a great mom as well, very family orientated. And it was just tough to see. I'm shattered for them.
Yeah, I know for sure. And I want the Wild to go all the way. Seriously, I do. In her honor, she was a big Minnesota Wild fan, and Yeah, with that, there's not much else to say. We send her family and her friends and loved ones all the strength in the world. This is just a tragic loss, and we'll miss her because she was our go-to when we wanted to talk Minnesota sports. So I don't know. Today, maybe, we worry about such stupid things at times, and we argue and we get upset. Just hug somebody you love today. Call them. Do whatever you have to, because Jesse's not going to get that chance anymore. So we'll end this segment with just a rest in peace to Jessie and her 3 wonderful children and the family dog as well, who lost their lives in a fire over the weekend. We're back to continue to talk sports here on the other side of the break. EST Afternoons.
Edmonton's Connor McDavid left practice early with team trainers, but cleared up any concerns, stating to media that it was, quote, hips and groin stuff. Only one game in the NHL. The Rangers play host to the Senators. Ottawa on a 2-game win streak, sitting 4 points back of the Islanders for second wildcard spot in the East. And staying out East, the Leafs have recalled Dennis Hildeby from the AHL on an emergency basis, though Anthony Stolarz has been cleared for action tomorrow against the Bruins. He took a puck to the neck during warm-up on Saturday, which is a result of the call-up. For the Jays, they've signed general manager Ross Atkins and manager John Schneider 2 extensions. Atkins locked up through the 2031 season. Schneider signed through 2028. Live in spring training right now, there's 4 games, including the Braves up 5-2 over the Pirates, top of the 9th inning. To basketball, the Raptors take on the Jazz on a 10-game NBA schedule. Emmanuel Quickly and Jakob Poeltl have been ruled out for the contest. Quickly due to a foot injury, while Poeltl is managing a back ailment. More on EST Afternoons following the break here on Edmonton Sports Talk. I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up to date.
The Nielsen Show with Lieutenant Eric.
Darren Dreger.
Has the structure of the Edmonton Oilers changed at varying points of this year? Is there a lack of consistency? It's not just a coaching question. It has to be a hockey ops, a team question. Knoblauch coaches the players that he has. That in and of itself is a problem. But I think this is an organizational problem.
The Nielsen Show with Lieutenant Eric. Weekday mornings 6 to 9. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for
You know the saying, April showers bring May flowers, but really May brings you...
Mom, I'm home from university.
Need extra space? Sentinel Storage. Affordable, convenient, and Canadian storage solutions. Try 4 weeks free, plus students save 10% on continued rental. Details at sentinelstorage.ca.
It's a rezzed up reimagining, a cultural celebration, and a smash hit. River Cree Resort and Casino brings you Bear Grease the Musical. Don't miss this hilarious spin on the 70s classic, replacing T-Birds and Pink Ladies with a cast of characters that spotlight Indigenous language, music, and moves with a Broadway flair. Iconic numbers get a bold new spirit in the audience favorite, Bear Grease. April 26th in the venue at River Cree. Must be 18 plus. Get info and tickets at
Goodwill is
one shopper, finding something I never knew I needed. A jacket, a deal, one donor, letting go of something so someone else can move forward.
One program participant,
Learning.
trying,
Building skills.
building confidence,
Building a future.
One purchase, one donation,
One job.
one choice.
Goodwill is
the power of one, the power of one, the power of one,
The power of one.
Goodwill Industries of Alberta. That all starts with one.
Real fans don't stroll in at puck drop. They claim territory. They study the screens. They get into their spot, which is why this matters. The Canadian Brew House now has happy hour. Brand new. Tons of options. And the good stuff, like our 8-inch 2-topping RCM pizza and our signature Caesar. Monday to Saturday, 2 till 6 p.m., starting at $3.99. That's more than enough reason to come early. New happy hour at the Canadian Brew House. If you're serious about game day, we'll see you for happy hour.
Great song, Coob. p.m. dawn. Afternoon Inbox is presented by the River Cree Resort and Casino. Check out Unified MMA U68 on Friday, March 27th. Tickets are on sale. They're available at the River Cree Ticketmaster box office, and they're starting just at $89.25. Get your tickets and don't miss out. CST Afternoons here on Edmonton Sports Talk. Joaquin, Gage, Hernan and Salas, Zach Kubish with you. Reed Wilkins coming up solo for the week as Jamie Allen is off on a little vacation. The Reed Wilkins Show from 3 to 6 tomorrow. We're back with pre- and post-game shows. Of course, getting you set for Oilers and the Utah... I was going to say the Jazz. The Utah Mammoth. Sorry. Early results on the poll question for today. Do you like the new D pairings at Oilers practice today? Leading the way on Twitter, interesting experiment at 56. And I think on our YouTube, it is also leading the way at 47%, Joaquin. Before we move on from all these comments from Connor McDavid, Joaquin, do you think it's... I mean, a lot of people took it out of context or making it a lot worse than it truly is. McDavid cleared it up today saying that was not his intention. But when you hear Draisaitl and Connor make these kind of comments, does it give you a little bit of... does it peel back the curtain a little for you and saying like there might be something more going on in that room? Or do you kind of just think we're overblowing everything?
I think what you're seeing is two players that are the leaders of the team, like the elder statesmen, so to speak, that have had success throughout the regular season. Well, I'd say over the past 3 years, right? Mm-hmm. And this year, although they're the where they are in the standings doesn't reflect the play of the team itself. Yeah, I don't think, because everyone else isn't in the turtle race. So there's a standard that they're used to. They know they're not where they should be or where they have been in years past. Leon said it, we're not the same team. We have to find out what makes us successful. So, I mean, the thing is, we're the frog in the boiling pot too, right? So we've listened to all these things for so long, and now it's getting to the point where we're boiling in our own juices about all this stuff that we're thinking about. Just little bits that have happened over the course of time, right? So, I mean, the bottom line. There's the bottom line, and you can see it when they play against the good teams. There's a level that the good teams get to that seems a little bit out of reach for this Oiler teams right now.
And that's it. Because last year in the first 3 rounds of the playoffs, the Oilers were that team. There's like, how do you beat these guys?
Yeah, they were steamrolling everybody. So now, I think the question is, can they get to a level that will give them success this year? And I mean, it's so weird. Like for the Central is just very, very strong, but it lines up perfectly for someone to come out of the Pacific and take on a beat up Central team that might have had to, empty the tanks too much to get just out of their division. So we'll see. But the way that they're playing right now, I don't think that it leads to success in the playoffs, just in the way that they defend.
Yeah, and that's like it is almost for the fan base and some media. Like, do you prefer him not to say anything? Like, I appreciate how candid Leon was before the Olympic break. I appreciate Connor saying, "Hey, that's a hell of a team." He's played for John Cooper. He can say that, like, and he's not wrong. That's an extremely good team.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't mind Oilers players saying that. And it doesn't always have to be, they want Knobloch fired.
And I know, like, how much we had this discussion. How much does a coach actually provide? Like, what percentage do you put on the coach at the end of the day?
Well, I'll ask you because you play pro, Joaquin. Like, like, let's say you're having a rough time in any team you're playing, whether it's in the NHL, AHL, or in Europe. How much was it on the coach?
Yeah, I mean, it's low.
Yeah,
right. It's 5, at most 10%. Right. I mean, it all boils down to the guys on the ice buying in and playing a style of hockey that makes it difficult on the other team and executing.
Yeah.
Right. So I've had great coaches, that seemed you liked, you wanted to play for. You felt they had trust. I don't get it. I don't get the vitriol towards Knobloch right now. It's gone to back-to-back Stanley Cup finals. And this season, they're not as good a team. No. And they're still in a play, like in the top 3 in the division. So it's not like they've fallen off. Dusty made a great point this morning. Like, it's not like or I think it was with Huss. He said it's not like they lost 15 in a row.
No.
The longest losing streak this year has been 4 games before they've got the ship right again. So how much do you put on is that the players? Is that the coach? Right?
Well, that's what I mean. Like, listen, I think anyone that saw this team get put together in the offseason and into training camp kind of knew, they're a playoff team for sure. I never went away from that. But I said it, and we can go back to the shows. I don't think they're making a run this year. No, they've made trades, Joaquin. It's just, there's what do we have games? 10, 11 games left? The Oilers are not going on a roll here, folks. They're
not?
I don't think so.
They're due.
They're due eventually. Hopefully it's in the playoffs. But I think you're right. Like, listen, Knobloch, I'm not saying don't be upset and that he doesn't drive you crazy, because the constant line changing, like, look at, they just beat 2 teams. Now they're on a 2-game losing streak because he switched the lines. Why? He's changing the D pairings, going with 97 and 29. Okay, he's done it a lot more, but every single coach that's had those guys has done the same. Okay? Cooper does it with McDavid.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he didn't trade for Tristan Jarry.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry. I don't think Chris Knobloch is coaching this team to play horrible defense. I'm not. I don't think that's true. I think it's between the ears of the players. The want to play defense the right way. Stop cheating for offense. Dusty pointed it out in the last 2 games. Watch McDavid. Watch Kucherov, how they defend, and look at the difference. Again, now, is Knobloch perfect? Of course not. He's got his flaws. And this year, they've come out more than they have in the past, Joaquin. But for the last 2 playoff runs, we've been praising Coach Knobloch.
Well, yeah. I mean, he's hit all the right buttons, right? And so the last game where everyone had the points, that's when Leon went out, right?
Yeah, that was the first game without Leon.
See, it's still my conspiracy theory is I mean, you went all the way to Munich to fix the problem.
Yeah.
That's serious, man. That's where McAfee went. There was 2 other NFL guys that went to see the same guy, and they were out for how long? The whole season.
So there was a doctor on X on that day, and he goes, just by watching how he was walking, he said MCL.
Yeah, and this guy, that's his specialty, this doctor, right? So that's 6 weeks.
And that's what pisses me off, Joaquin, about this organization right now. Not pisses me off, but I'm kind of, that was the wrong word. It doesn't piss me off, but I'm kind of questioning it, because Knob comes out after the game a couple games ago, and everybody's up in arms because he kind of left it open that Leon might not be ready for the play. Then Stan Bowman the next day at the GM meeting says, he's probably back before the end of the season. And then Leon goes to Germany to see this doctor. He's at a Munich game, and he does an interview, and he says, I hope the boys can go far so I can help them out. Well, no one's on the same page here. GM, coach, and star player.
Well, the coach is realistic. The GM's worried about ticket sales. And Leon just wants to hopefully be able to play some more hockey by the end of the season.
Exactly. I put the least on Leon. He's a player, man. But listen, man, I worked for a pro team. You can tell your player, hey, if you get an interview in Germany, don't say anything. Seriously, just go with what we're saying. But you got 3 different answers from 3 different people in this organization regarding Leon Draisaitl. And I love your theory, Joaquin. Why Nuge is playing center?
Yeah, because he's going to have to.
He's going to have to in the playoffs.
That's why he moved him. I am 90% sure. I don't know for sure. That's why I say 90. It's whatever. But I that had to be the reason.
It's the only reason I can think of.
Just give me a reason. Just a little bit's enough.
No, but you're right, Joaquin, because they're like, okay, we're going to have to run McDavid and Nuge as our top 2 centers. Yeah. Let's start getting him ready now.
Get him ready.
They're not going to be running Szymanski at center. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, and that's what the lines were today, were they not? Well, it was supposed to be like Savoy, whoever went in there, but that's what they have in the.
Yeah, so the lines today, Podkolzin, Lazar, Savoy, of course.
Yeah,
Lazar
is the fill-in for McDavid, then Hopkins, Hyman, and Roslovic.
Yeah.
So
Dickinson, Szymanski, Kapanen, Henrique, Jarventi, Jones.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So I think it's a very strong possibility that Leon's, if the Oilers can get out of the first round, then maybe you see him.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then do you really?
He's the same guy with Matthews too, right?
Matthews went there too?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the world-renowned guy. That's where they go. But everyone that goes there, it's because it's serious. It's not a
it's not a 2-week thing.
Yeah, it's not because they have good gauze in Munich.
Yeah, it's crazy. I'm pretty sure the Oilers weren't too. I don't know this. I'm assuming, but like I said, working for the Elks, I'm pretty sure the organization was like, Leon, come on, don't say that.
Yeah,
no more interviews for you, buddy.
Yeah, especially with ticket prices came up, and you say that,
and thinking that this team might not be as good as the last 2 years. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's gonna be.
This team's full of surprises. Again, I wouldn't bet against them being in the conference final again, though.
No, not when you have the talent of McDavid and hopefully Draisaitl and this defense can figure it out and you can get the goaltending can just take a step. Sounds like, I don't know this for sure. I don't know if it was confirmed. Coop maybe can check, but sounds like maybe Jari goes tomorrow.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Do you like that?
I mean, he's going to have to play one game eventually. And sorry, my sister just texted me. She said my dad's waiting for an update on Santiago Wanderers winning the under-20 Copa Libertadores yesterday over Flamengo. We were watching it as a family. We celebrated with a beer. My dad was emotional. My cousins in Chile were partying. So that's why I'm wearing the sweater, Joaquin, that you really liked.
No, you're all, like I said, you're all sporty spice today with your ankle brace and your loose tracks and your sweatsuit.
There you go, Pops. Thank you for watching, like always. All right, on the other side of the break, Joaquin, we're going to talk hockey, or we're going to talk dub hockey. Playoff start.
Okay.
And the matchup is set for your Edmonton Oil Kings. Joining us in studio, the voice of the Oil Kings, Matt Barrett, coming up next. And like always, hit us up on the River Cree inbox, 780-218-9999. The Nasty Chat. And slam that thumbs up for us. Like always, afternoon inbox is presented by the River Cree Resort and Casino. Check out Tap 25 Restaurant, where the entire menu is 50% off 7 days a week from 2 to 5 p.m. We continue the hockey talk as we bring in Matt Barrett from the Edmonton Oil Kings here on EST Afternoons.
Edmonton's Connor McDavid left practice early with team trainers, but cleared up any concerns, stating to the media that it was, quote, just hips and groin stuff. It's all good. One game in the NHL today, the Rangers and Senators go at it. Ottawa on a 2-game win streak, sitting 4 points back of the Islanders for the second wild card spot in the East. 2 games in hand against the Isles. And in Toronto, the Leafs have recalled Dennis Hill to be from the AHL on an emergency basis, with Anthony Stolarz taking a puck to the neck in warm-up on Saturday, being taken to the hospital. However, Stolarz has been cleared for action tomorrow against the Bruins. For the Jays, they've signed general manager Ross Atkins and manager John Schneider to extensions. Atkins locked up through the 2031 season. Schneider signed through 2028. And live in spring training, there's 4 games, bottom 7th between the Twins and Red Sox, locked at 6 aside from Kansas. 36-year-old Travis Kelce has officially signed an extension with the Chiefs, inking a 3-year deal worth nearly $55 million total. 2 hoops, it's the Raptors taking on the Jazz on a 10-game NBA schedule. Emmanuel Quickley, Jakob Poeltl have been ruled out for the contest. Quickley due to a foot injury, while Poeltl is managing a back ailment. This sports update is brought to you by Windsor Plywood Leduc, locally owned and operated since 1993. They're more than just plywood. They offer everything from doors and flooring to decking, fencing, and custom millwork. Windsor, Plywood Leduc. They're the experts you need to know. Matt Barrett, the play-by-play voice of the Oil Kings, up next here on EST Afternoons. I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up to date.
EST Hangout.
I interviewed him once on air at 1260, and I fell in love myself with John Cooper. I will defend John Cooper to the rest of the time because of how wonderful he was over a phone interview that I had with him. That was like maybe 10, 12 minutes long. If I'm seeing that after a 10-minute interview, whatever, Connor's spending 2 weeks with the guy, and then you're playing against him, you just want to heap some praise on that guy.
The EST Hangout, presented by Sentinel Storage. Weekday mornings 9 to 11, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Hey Edmonton, did you know a local Play Alberta winner scored over $430,000 on Desert Fantasy? Think about the rec room you could build with that kind of cash. From major casino winners every hour to jackpots worth millions and hundreds of popular games to money that stays in the province, there has never been a better time to sign up for Play Alberta. Download the app today to get started with casino, sports, and lottery, all in one app. Must be 18 plus to play. When you gamble, use your game sense.
At Firehouse Subs, our subs are freshly toasted, stacked high, and crafted to satisfy. Each sub is piled high with premium meats, melty cheese, and toasted to perfection. Firehouse Subs brings bold flavor to every bite, all served on a freshly toasted roll. But we're not just feeding Edmonton, we're fueling it. Dig into the brisket hat trick, piled with slow-smoked brisket and melty cheese. Or go to the Firehouse Subs fan favorite, the Hook and Ladder. Made to order with smoked turkey, honey ham, and Monterey Jack cheese on a perfectly toasted roll. With 15 Firehouse Sub locations across Edmonton and the greater area, it's easy to grab a hot and hearty sub close to home. Firehouse Subs. Hot, hearty, made to satisfy.
Time for a new career in 2026? Or maybe your kid is still pondering their path. Good news! Weiss Johnson is hiring. It's Dennis, and not only are we hiring for heating and air conditioning, we're also looking for experienced plumbers and gas fitters. With the growth in residential development, there's no shortage of opportunities at Weiss Johnson. Choose your path with us. Learn from one of the industry leaders, and we will grow together. Receive great benefits and school reimbursement as well. Visit weiss-johnson.com today.
Looking for quality building materials and friendly advice? Visit us at Windsor Plywood Leduc, family owned and locally run since 1993. From interior materials for doors, flooring, baseboards, and all the finishing touches to all you need for your outdoor projects like cedar lumber for decks and fences, plus all the plywood you'd need. Our full-time on-staff carpenter can help with anything odd-sized or custom, and from domestic hardwoods to exotic selections, we've got you covered. And if we don't have it, we'll track it down for you. Windsor Plywood Leduc. We're the experts you need to know.
We're back here on EST Afternoons. Joaquin, Gage, Hernan and Salas. Zach Kubish with you here. We'll continue the hockey talk. We're going to talk some junior hockey as the Edmonton Oil Kings finished off their season last night with a big 7-1 win over Calgary. And they're set for round one of the playoffs that gets going on Friday against the Saskatoon Blades. Sunday at 2 o'clock for game 2, also at Rogers Place. And we're proud to welcome into the studio the voice of the Edmonton Oil Kings, Matt Barrett. Matt, how you doing?
Doing wonderful, boys. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, no, it's great to have you on. Let's start here. 2 games on the weekend, Friday, 2-1 win. Big win yesterday. You said they sat out a lot of guys. Games didn't really mean much, but overall, it's always good to go out on a winning in a winning fashion and heading into the postseason.
Yeah, and you want to play your best hockey heading into the postseason, and they did that for the most part with a couple guys that were kind of nicked and scratched, so they kind of sat a couple guys to make sure they're good to go for next week. And so it was good to see that some young guys that maybe were a bit down the lineup were getting some elevated roles and shined over the last week or so in some different opportunities. So the games didn't mean much in terms of standing on Friday and Sunday, but it was good to see the team score a fair bit of goals, especially on Sunday, and play some good defense and get some really solid goaltending. So all in all, quite a positive finish to the year.
Matt, so we were discussing a few weeks ago, I think, with Hot Guy, Key Flaming, so we call him. Just the experience of last year going into PA, we kind of jinxed the team when they were up 3-1. I'm really sorry about that. But
so what would we learn something about that?
I will keep our mouth shut. Yeah, we keep completely quiet. But What do you think the team has gained from that experience going into the first round against Saskatoon starting Friday?
Well, the guys that are, returned from that team, I think they're, for lack of a better term, maybe a little pissed off, right? They're still feeling that pain from last year. And I remember the first meeting against Prince Albert this year, I talked to Landon Hansen. He's like, yeah, we're still sour about, last season. We want to beat them every time we play them this year. So I think just overall throughout the year, the guys that have returned had a bit of a, chip on their shoulder to go out and, get back to the playoffs and be a high seed in the playoffs and show that they're a dangerous threat. And, maybe if the standings fall as they, or if the playoff matchups fall as they do, you might see a Edmonton Prince Albert East final if it gets to that point. So, I think this team is learned a lot from that experience and how to finish off playoff series and how to just play playoff hockey because a lot of them hadn't prior to that.
We're joined by the voice of the Edmonton Oil Kings, Matt Barrett, here on EST Afternoons. Matt, Jason Smith, a guy that's loved in the city for his time with the Edmonton Oilers as a captain, went to the Stanley Cup Finals. What has he meant to this team? Because, we've had Guy Flaming on throughout the season, and he goes, his impact has just been so noticeable.
Yeah.
This team's just, they love kind of what he brings. What was his nickname? Gator.
Gator, yeah.
And you're kind of seeing that in his players as well. What has Jason Smith meant to this organization in his first year?
I think the biggest thing is he brings us calm to the bench, and when he speaks up, you listen. Because, some coaches just talk a ton and just sometimes scream and yell, and sometimes some players might check that out, but Jason is so calm, cool, collected on the bench. The guys really respect him. And, when he speaks up, and I think it goes past the players as well, when he, speaks up loudly, I think you listen because, there's probably a good reason he's, speaking in that, and there's probably, a good point behind it. So I think the biggest thing is his calm demeanor on the bench, which is kind of crazy. I was when I first met Jason, I was a little scared because I watched this guy play. He's this mean defenseman, and then he's this nicest person off the ice, a great human being to work with. And it's pretty amazing to watch and to see him and the staff of, Kyle Chipchura's played in a lot of hockey games in his career as well, right, in the NHL. So having that experience of knowing what it takes is huge for this group. And I got to give a shout out to Devin Prott as well, who's played his fair share and coached in a ton of big games. He won a TELUS Cup. So, that staff really knows what's up, and these players all, look up to them for their, way to play the game.
Yeah.
Looking at goaltending again, last time speaking with Guy, the Parker Snell was kind of rolling, and for what is he for a rookie goaltender, which is not common to kind of take the reins and start rolling with it. Do you think he could? Do you think he's got the game one start here?
I hate to put you on the spot. I know it's tough. Both goaltenders. I think there was a stretch maybe in January, February-ish where the goaltending maybe wasn't quite where they were. I think Ethan and Parker both would tell you they weren't where they wanted to be quite yet. And now in kind of late February, early March, both guys have been excellent when they've gotten starts. Parker played the last two to finish off the year and only allowed the 2 goals. He's been fantastic. But the one thing I keep saying, I've been driving the Parker Snell fan bus since day one because I think he should have been at the prospects game. I think he should be getting more love, in NHL draft circles. Because he's just 17 years old. We got to remember that.
Yeah.
And Ethan Simcoe's played in 5 playoff games last year for this group, right? So I think the benefit you have is you can go to both of them. And I think both of them give you a very good shot to win the hockey game. If I had to give you a guy for game one, I don't know if I could. I think when you look at it, you say, Ethan's got the experience. He was your guy last year after game 2. So you played him games 3 through 7. And now you've got Parker, who's this highly touted prospect. He was a 2nd-round pick. He's, won the MVP in the CSSHL U18 last year. He is the next one, and he's been fantastic. You might need him in the playoffs, but do you want to throw him into a game 1 start in the playoffs? It's tough, and there's a reason I'm not a coach, I guess.
Yeah, they might lean towards the experience just a little bit. But like you said, 2 good options, right?
Yeah. Sometimes ignorance is bliss. As a goaltender, it is. I distinctly remember my first game in the West League. We played Spokane in Spokane, and we won.
Oh, yeah.
But I was like, we're going to win, you know, and you kind of have to gain that experience to go. So it might be nice to maybe he starts one and then come back with Ethan game 2, just because he's been through it before and he knows the whole process, and gives the young guy just, okay, let's just mellow out here. We still got to beat these guys 4 times.
Yeah, exactly. Matt Baird, the voice of the Edmonton Oil Kings, joining us here on EST Afternoons. Joaquin Gage, Hernan and Salas, Zach Kubish at the technical desk. All right, so it's the 3 versus 6, Saskatoon Blades. What are the strengths the Oil Kings have going into this series against Saskatoon?
I think the depth is the biggest thing, up front and on the blue line. I mean, they've got really 7, even 8 defensemen that can play good minutes for them. On the blue line to start, like Ethan McKenzie's been fantastic. Carter Sutherland, Blake Fiddler, like you just go down the list, and Noah Tamu, Austin Zemlak, Josh Lee, I named just like all 6 of them right there. And the forward group is, I think, a full 12 guys deep. Even with a couple guys nicked up right now, I think you can go a full 12 forwards deep and have threats on every line. And I think over the last month or so, we've seen different lines step up in different moments. It's been hard at times when they're like, oh, who's the star right now? It's been like, well, it depends on the game, right? And depends who kind of gets hot that night. Caden Strader had a hat trick a couple days ago. Aaron Obobaifo had 2 goals last night. Like kind of every night, there's a couple sprinkles of different offensive juice from different lines. It doesn't have to be Lucas Sauchin or Miroslav Holinka every night. It can be a variety of different guys, and that's the thing that the Oil Kings have. When you get to the Saskatoon 3rd and 4th line, I think the Oil Kings 3rd and 4th line can really grind them down and really have success there.
What type of series do you foresee it being? Is this going to be high pace? Is it going to be a little bit more grinding? Is Saskatoon kind of have to bring them into the mud a little bit?
Yeah, the Saskatoon, the one thing with Saskatoon, I always remember because I worked a year in Swift Current. My first year in the WHL was in Swift Current. So we played Saskatoon, I think, 6 or 8 times that year. And so every time if Saskatoon gets ahead on you, they just fall back into this neutral zone trap. And it's kind of been the same this year and over the last couple of years. And if you just have to be kind of patient. You have to make sure you're willing to chip pucks in, go chase after it, lay the body. It's not going to be a game like, the 10-6 game we saw with Medicine Hat a few weeks ago. I'll tell you that right now. Saskatoon, they don't have the high-powered offense. They can score, but they don't have the high-powered offense that maybe some other teams have, so it might be a little bit more of a grindy type of game. Edmonton wants to play fast, but at the same time, they can't, they have to take what Saskatoon gives them to an extent, and, we'll see. But I do think, kind of like you say, it's going to be a bit of a grinded out, kind of in the mud at times. Both goalies are going to have to be really good on both ends of the ice, and we'll see how it goes.
I have the bracket up here for the WHL playoffs this year. If you can pick one upset, where do you see it happening?
Oh man, in the East, it's pretty chalk. I mean, the 4-5 matchup doesn't really count as an upset.
Yeah,
I don't think. But I mean, maybe the 3-6 in the West and Prince George and Spokane. Maybe Spokane's got some really good young talent and might be able to take advantage a little bit and kind of play kind of a little freer. Maybe Prince George has always had kind of the pressure. They're always like one of the top seeds in the BC division. They're always kind of right near it. Maybe there's some pressure. I don't know. We'll see. Like Joshua Ravensburg's been really good for PG, but Spokane can be a bit of a threat. I think they can score a lot of goals, and that might be the one where I would maybe circle as a bit of an upset. But you never know. The Seattle one as well. Seattle's got some talent there. Penticton's just built so well that I don't know if they can. I don't know if they'll be able. If they'll lose to Seattle, it might be a longer series, but I think they'll probably pull it out. But also keep an eye on Kamloops Kelowna. That's going to be a great series. I mean, the closeness of those two, that's going to be an unbelievable series. They might be a bloodbath.
What about, is Everett the cream of the crop, though, coming out of that? Does everything have to go through there, do you think?
I think so. Everett's made the playoffs every year they've been in the league and has not won yet. So
they're due.
Maybe I don't. We'll see. I do think they kind of are the top in the West. I think if you're going to make the final, you're going to have to beat Everett. The East might be a little bit more of a dogfight once you get. I guess from the beginning onward. I mean, the East has been a dogfight all year. So whoever comes out of the East might be a little beaten and bruised, but they might be better for it.
All right, so Friday, game 1 goes at 7 o'clock down at Rogers Place. Game 2 goes Sunday at 2 o'clock down at Rogers Place. And then how's the schedule? You guys travel Monday?
Yeah, it'll be like Monday-ish travels probably, and play in Saskatoon Tuesday, Wednesday. So the Sunday 2 o'clock start's nice. I mean, you get home for supper and come a little earlier and bring the kiddos to the rink. And yeah, it should be a great couple days of hockey. I mean, Friday, Sunday, weekend playoffs, kick things off. Like the vibe in Rogers Place is going to be high. It's going to be awesome.
Definitely go support the Edmonton Oil Kings. Great hockey, and it's affordable. But before we let you go, working with Guy Flaming.
Yep.
Trust me, he's not listening. Don't worry. How's it
probably going to be, my phone's going to be blowing up from text from him in about 5 minutes.
How's it been working with good old Guy?
Love it. He's awesome. He's such a wealth of knowledge in the WHL. It's fantastic. So love working with him. We always have a good time on the broadcast. I was told, you know, in my youth of growing through broadcasting by another broadcaster that, hey, the one advice I can give you is that if you're having fun, the audience is having fun.
Yes.
And Guy and I kind of live that every time we go on the air, and we always have a good time. He was day to day. He was a little under the weather yesterday, so he wasn't at the game. So we made sure he was rested. We want to make sure he's ready for playoffs.
Okay.
So we didn't want to risk it. So he should be back. He's day to day right now. Should be good to go.
Guy with the load management.
Load management.
Soft. Oh, Lord. Come on, Guy. It's playoff time. All right. Where can people listen, watch the game? And if people want to go to the game, how can they get tickets?
Yeah, well, $20 seats still during the playoffs.
Okay.
The ticket prices haven't really changed for the playoffs. So if you're thinking about going in the regular season, you're like, I missed. Well, don't worry. You can go in the playoffs. It's fine. So that's going to be great. The Friday and the Sunday, awesome. You can watch on Victory Plus for free. Listen on iHeartRadio if you can't seem to watch on Victory Plus. So both Guy and I will be on for Friday and Sunday at home, and we'll go from there. It's gonna be awesome. I'm so excited for the playoffs.
Yeah, Matt, thank you for coming in studio here. We're very excited for the Oil Kings. We'll be tracking them for sure. I swear, Gage and I will stay quiet no matter what.
Don't stay quiet. We just don't guarantee anything. We don't need any Mark Messier guarantees from you guys, right? So
I won't talk smack until the Oil Kings have won 4 games. Okay,
there you go.
We've learned our lesson. But
I'm not saying anything to the final. Final. That's
I like it. But Matt, have a great call. Enjoy the playoffs, and we might see you down there at a few games.
Yeah, thanks, boys. Appreciate it.
All right, that's Matt Barrett, the voice of the Edmonton Oil Kings. That does it for hour 1. Here in hour 2, we're going to head to Detroit, talk some Red Wings. We'll do some noticias, and of course, continue to talk Oilers this day and all that fun stuff, along with the Screw It, Let's Do It parlay as Joaquin returns. We did a 4-legger. We missed it by 1, Joaquin.
Really?
Yeah, we sure did. That's all coming up in hour 2. Don't go anywhere. It's EST Afternoons on Edmonton Sports Talk.
The Reed Wilkins Show with Jay Milne.
For the most part, they can't do it against teams that are good or who are having a good night. But that's what it's all about to win the Stanley Cup. You got to figure it out against teams that are as good as or maybe better than you. And that's why, as we go down the stretch here, I'm going to pay a lot of attention to Tuesday's game against Utah because they are no laughing matter. They have not done well against more thorough, more energetic teams.
The Reed Wilkins Show with Jay Milne, weekday afternoon 3 to 6, only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Looking for flooring? Paramount Flooring has it all. Sales, service, and expert installation. With options for every style and budget, open 7 days a week. We've got you covered. Quick delivery and in-stock deals. Plus, EST listeners get 10% off. Visit ParamountFlooring.ca today.
You've heard the name, but what does it mean? For over 66 years, William Huff Advertising has supplied signage from screen printing to digital to LED with design, production, and install in-house. It's a one-stop shop for all your signage needs. Edmonton owned and operated, William Huff has been trusted by the biggest companies and teams in the City of Champions and many others across the country to do the job. If you're looking for a way to get the word out about your company or event, they are the answer. Go to www.williamhuff.com. Their results speak for themselves.
It's a rezzed up reimagining, a cultural celebration, and a smash hit. River Cree Resort and Casino brings you Bear Grease the Musical. Don't miss this hilarious spin on the 70s classic, replacing T-Birds and Pink Ladies with a cast of characters that spotlight Indigenous language, music, and moves with a Broadway flair. Iconic numbers get a bold new spirit and the audience favorite, Bear Grease. April 26th in the venue at River Cree. Must be 18 plus. Get info and tickets
Real fans don't stroll in at puck drop. They claim territory. They study the screens. They get into their spot, which is why this matters. The Canadian Brew House now has happy hour. Brand new, tons of options, and the good stuff like face-off fried pickles and steins of Bud Light. Monday to Saturday, 2 to 6 p.m. starting at $3.99. That's more than enough reason to come early. New happy hour at the Canadian Brew House. If you're serious about game day, we'll see you for happy hour.
Love the thrill of competition, but prefer to keep it classy? Well, it's as classy as you can get when Dustin Nielsen is the host. Join us April 14th at Bell and Scona for Edmonton Sports Talk Bid for Kids, presented by GS Construction. A night filled with special guests, auctions, and a ton of prizes in support of kids sport. No whistles, no play clock, just a room full of generous hearts. EST's Bid for Kids. Get your tickets at kidsportbidsforkids.com. Use promo code ESTBIDS for 10% off.
Edmonton's Connor McDavid left practice early with team trainers, but cleared up any concern, stating to the media that it was just, quote, hips and groin stuff. It's all good. One game in the NHL today. The Rangers play the Senators. Ottawa on a 2-game win streak, sitting 4 points back of the Islanders for the second wildcard spot out in the East. 2 games in hand on the Isles for the Sens. And in Toronto, the Leafs aim to recall Dennis Hill to be from the AHL on an emergency basis, with Anthony Stolarz taking a puck to the neck during warm-up on Saturday. He was taken to hospital. However, Stolarz has been cleared for action tomorrow against the Bruins. For the Jays, they've signed general manager Ross Atkins and manager John Schneider to extensions. Atkins locked up through the 2031 season. Schneider signed through 2028. And live in spring training, there's 4 games on tap. Cubs up 4-1 over the Yankees, bottom 3rd inning. From Kansas, 36-year-old Travis Kelce has officially signed with the Chiefs, inking a 3-year deal worth nearly $55 million total. In basketball, the Raptors tip off with the Jazz on a 10-game NBA schedule. Emmanuel Quickley, Jakob Poeltl have been ruled out for the game, Quickley due to a foot issue, while Poeltl is managing a back injury. I'm Zachary Kubish. That was your sports update. Hour 2 of EST Afternoon starts right now.
Call the dogs off.
Hey, we're back. Hour 2 here on EST Afternoons. Joaquin, Hernan, Zach in the house. Of course, at 3 o'clock, it's the Reed Wilkins Show with Reed Wilkins and Zach. It's just the two of them for the rest of the week. For the entire week, as Jay Millen is on a mini little vacation. Like always, hit us up on the Nasty Chat, River Korean Box 780-218-9999. Slam that thumbs up for us. Subscribe as well. Hey, we're at 47. We should be a lot higher than that. Let's go. It'll be a pleasure to layer, like our good buddy Reed Wilkins says. Oilers back at it tomorrow. We'll head to Utah to talk to Brogan Houston tomorrow. Maybe our good buddy Tim Hurraney. Lots going on. What's going on with Aston Martin? Holy crapola. But we'll wait and see. So lots of sports this week, of course. The Edmonton Oil Kings kick off round 1 on Friday down at Rogers Place. Make sure you go check them out. Let's get to some noticias here in hour 2.
Este es su noticiero.
Joaquin, AJ Greer, 3 games. Good or bad?
Bad.
Terrible, right?
Could have killed him. When he was, yeah.
And Zarizo too, man.
Of course, he went head first into the boards.
But I saw some people defending the decision, saying, well, it's his first suspension, blah, blah, blah. Like, that's a brutal call. Gary Bettman, George Peros, get your head out of you know what. That was a brutal call, man. Brutal. It should have been more than Radko.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But they said phone here, and you knew it was going to be a BS call.
It was terrible, man. That was it. As soon as you see the shove from behind, I'm like, like I'm scared. And then you see his head go straight into the boards, and he grabs his neck. Are you kidding me? That poor Connor Zary too. Connor Zary?
Zary.
He was out. Zary. He was out last year too with a long-term injury too, right? I was just like, and he's a good player.
So what the NHL is saying here, Coob, is that those hits are okay if you've never done them before.
You can get away with it is basically what they're
pretty
saying.
much.
Oh, sorry, you did it once. And I watched the video breakdown of it. I think it's hilarious the way that they convey it. So this is what they call boarding. And they go through the entire process, show the replay and things like that. They specified that AJ Greer was in control of the play the entire time. They clashed at the blue line, charging sort of into the corner. First off, Greer holds him.
Yeah.
So that's already a penalty, but he stays with him in the battle. Zary gets a foot on him toward the puck in the corner, and then clear as day, right on his shoulders, hit from behind and throws him right into the boards, and his neck crunches completely. I didn't think it was a good sight at all, and 3
Just
games
brutal.
is like nothing for a hit like that.
It's attempted manslaughter, man, as far as I'm concerned. He should be out for 10 to 20 games.
And good on Conroy for defending his player. He's not pleased. And George Peros, I'm sorry. Gary Bettman, defend the league all you want. That was BS. That should have been a minimum 10 games.
Well, when it's going to happen, man, and I hate to say it, someone's going to lose the ability to play hockey ever again because of these. And I guarantee you start throwing down 20 games for this, and this guy doesn't make any money, he's going to think twice. 3, cares.
So, and this is what I hate about the player safety is they're always deeming the injury when they're looking at the suspension. Like,
it's the most dangerous play in hockey.
Yes.
That is the most dangerous play. It's almost, it is.
But that player's hurt. And then now it's like, it was his first time. You were going to give him 3 games. Give me a break. What an embarrassment for the NHL. Absolutely embarrassing. Joaquin, as per Elliot Friedman on the weekend, AHL, CHL development rule looks to be 19-year-olds who were drafted out of the CHL in their first round can play in the AHL starting next season. Do you like it?
So it's first rounders, right?
Yeah.
Now,
should be all of them. Should be any 19-year-old?
No.
Okay.
Because, oh man, I mean, there's probably not going to be that many of them. You know, I don't see a lot of 19-year-old 5th rounders going to play in the American League, right? If they're that good, they're probably a first round pick anyway. So
Zane Parekh, a good example.
Yeah. But you start watering things down a little bit. Like Zane's what? And he's 19, right?
He was in that. He's too good for junior, not ready for the NHL, needed the AHL. He couldn't play.
See, this is where the father in me goes, even in this case, like, so he's drafted. I guess he's drafted though, right? So that makes it, he already signed his deal. Is that what happens there? Because I don't know how that lines up with, okay, you drafted at 18, you might sign your pro contract. You can go back to junior, but then you can only go to those. I don't think you can go to the NCAA at that point, right?
Probably not.
So it does make, it's a very gray area. But to be perfectly honest, I think they should raise the draft year anyways to 18. And then late birthday 19, have kids a little bit older. That's just me.
Do you think you don't like 19-year-old in the AHL? Is it just too rough to like?
I don't like it in the American League because the American League's a different beast. It's probably changed a little bit, but it is a meat grinder. And as a 19-year-old, look, you can barely know how to brush your teeth properly. Now you're trying to fix yourself meals and stuff like that. So it would be fine, but it would, if that was my kid, I would want the organization to find a family where they could live with, right?
Yeah.
Like, just so he has some sort of direction. Because, look, there's a lot of temptations out there as a 19-year-old, and there's guys that are older without families. They're they're doing other things, and that's, as a 19-year-old, I think you're still a little bit young to participate on that at an adult level. So I don't like it in that regard. I know it goes nuts in college too, but you are really on your own for everything.
But in college, at least everybody's close to your age.
Yeah.
And the NHL, there's more control.
I mean, if you have a few journeyman players, like how many times you hear, why do I keep, it was Joe Thornton and who was the other big dog in San Jose there? Marlowe. Like he had young guys come stay with him, right? Marner.
Yeah.
Like you need those types of guys that can help with young guys. I remember, I think I told this story before, when Paul Correa got drafted to Anaheim, and he said, called his mom. His mom's great. Sharon Correa is awesome. And he goes, so what are you doing? He goes, I'm just with Timo. We're looking at apartments, and then we're going to go to the Porsche dealership, and we're going to go get a car. Like, this is Timo Solani doing this. And Sharon called the Ducks and said, you find him a family to live with. Yeah. He's not living by himself, and they organize that. And even Scott Niedermayer, I believe in with the Devils as a 19-year-old, lived with a family. So, yeah, it's that Sidney Crosby lived with Mario Lemieux, right?
Yeah. No, for sure. I get what you're saying, Joaquin. So interesting. We'll see if this goes through. Only first rounders, though, will be able to play in the AHL as 19 years old. Blue Jays announced a 5-year contract extension for GM Ross Atkins and a 2-year extension for manager John Schneider. Both were due up after this season. We get Blue Jays baseball on Friday, Joaquin. The Athletics opening days on Thursday. Cannot wait. We'll have a Blue Jays guest on 100% this week to tee up the season. Offensive Player of the Year and Super Bowl champion Jackson Smith and Jigba reached an agreement with the Seattle Seahawks on a 4-year, $168.6 million contract extension that now makes him the highest paid wide receiver in NFL history. Check this out, Joaquin. Let me find it here. Okay, so over 20 years, Jerry Rice, who's considered the best ever, $42.4 million.
Okay.
Jigba, over 4 years, $168.
That is...
oh, man. How crazy is that?
What did you say, 42?
Yeah.
Wow.
Over 20 years.
And 168?
Yeah. I mean, $40 million is still fantastic. Don't get me wrong, but just how the times have changed when it comes to sports, eh?
Wow.
Oh, baby. Hey, it's race weekend F1. If you're in our fantasy league, get those teams ready. It's the Japanese Grand Prix. We'll see if the dominance of Mercedes and Ferrari continues. Can McLaren actually run in a race? And we'll see if Max has some improvements. What's going on with Aston Martin? Quickly, in the NASCAR, Tyler Reddick won its 4th race yesterday. He's on an absolute tear. And then we have the Sweet 16, Joaquin, in March Madness. I have 10 of the 16 teams left.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, I got to look at mine.
We got Duke versus St. John's. Michigan will take on Alabama. Tennessee, Iowa State. Michigan State, UConn. And then on the Thursday games, Texas, Purdue. Iowa against the Nebraska Cornhuskers. Houston, Illinois, and Arizona, Arkansas. So we'll wait and see on that. It's been a great tournament so far. You know, Dusty lost a 9-leg parlay off one shot. That's all he needed. And he would have had a nice little payday. Each division's goal differential in the NHL, Joaquin, check this out. The Atlantic is plus 104. The Metro is plus 38. The Central is plus 59. The Pacific is minus 201. Historically terrible.
Mm-hmm.
The Edmonton Oilers are plus 1. Vegas Golden Knights are plus 2. The Kings are minus 25. The Kraken are minus 17. And the Sharks are minus 35.
You look at it. Look at the top teams. Their goal differential, man.
It's crazy.
So it's a great stat at the end of the year to look at, and it tells a story in itself, right?
100%. And
that's why you shouldn't be looking at the Mammoth as an easy team. I think they're like plus 25, right? So
that's why everybody's guaranteeing a win. And Robbie Avila, did you see him? Played for was it St. I can't remember the team, but this guy right here, Joaquin.
I didn't see him.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Milk Chamberlain,
Milk Cream,
LeBron Frames, Steph Blurry, Larry Nerd. Man, he was good, buddy. You see him dish that ball up, but the nicknames for him were amazing. Absolutely love it. That was your noticias for today. Of course, the Edmonton Oilers in action tomorrow against the Utah Mammoth, and like always, we're in the William Huff studio. Since 1952, William Huff has provided industry-leading advertising solutions for thousands of valued clients. Their unparalleled customer service combined with decades of industry expertise and a desire to make every job the very best it can be is what they call the William Huff advantage. Visit their website at williamhuff.com or give them a shout at 780-454-4536. And before we get to a break and bring in our next guest, just some quick updates from Oilers practice. McDavid did leave early. There's a little bit of panic, quick. It's all gone now. And he is good to go.
Is he?
Said he was fine.
Okay.
Said he just wanted to feel the ice. Then he took off. Maintenance day.
Hips and groin stuff.
Hips and groin stuff. Probably getting some treatment, Joaquin. So don't worry, Oiler fans. He's going to be okay. So lines, Podkolzin, Savoy, McDavid, Roslovic, RNH with Hyman, Szymanski, Dickinson, Kapanen, Jones, Henrique, Jarventi. Wallman with Bouchard, Nurse with Ekholm, Stastny with Murphy, and that's our poll question on the good old X Machine and on our YouTube channel. Go vote. Do you like the new D pairings from today's practice? You got 4 options. Let us know how you feel. On the other side of the break, Ryan Hanna from the Wing Wheeled Podcast joins us here. What a race, Joaquin, in the East. Every point in that East is absolutely crazy. Montreal, 86 points. Pittsburgh, 88. Columbus, 85. Boston Bruins, 86. New York Islanders, 85. Detroit Red Wings, 84. Ottawa, 81. Philadelphia, 80. It's going to be a great, great run to see who gets in. And we'll talk some Detroit Red Wings that, by the sounds of it, might be getting Dylan Larkin back, which is huge for that team. Don't go anywhere if you're listening on iHeart, TuneIn Radio, EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Just slide on over and slam that thumbs up for us. If you're on YouTube, don't be a pleasure delayer. Hit the thumbs up, hit the subscribe button. And we're back to talk some Red Wings on the other side of the break here on EST Afternoons.
Edmonton's Connor McDavid left practice early with team trainers, but cleared up any concerns, stating to the media that it was, quote, just hips and groin stuff. It's all good. Just one game in the NHL today. Rangers playing host to the Senators. Ottawa on a 2-game win streak, sitting 4 points back of the Islanders for the second wildcard spot in the East. 2 games in hand against over the Isles. And for the Jays, they've signed general manager Ross Atkins and manager John Schneider 2 extensions. Atkins signing through the 2031 season, while Schneider is locked up through 2028. Live in spring training, a trio of games live. Top of the 6th inning, White Sox trailing the Athletics 9-8. And from Kansas, 36-year-old Travis Kelce has officially signed an extension with the Chiefs, inking a 3-year deal worth nearly $55 million total. In basketball, the Raptors, they take on the Jazz with 10 games in the NBA. Emmanuel Quickly, Jakob Poeltl have been rolled out for the contest. Quickly, due to a foot injury, Poeltl managing a back ailment, and the Raptors have also reportedly signed former first overall pick Markelle Fultz to a 10-day contract, according to ESPN's Shams Charania. We talk some Red Wings up next with Ryan Hanna from the Winged Wheeled Podcast. I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up to date.
When you cater with Royal Pizza, you're getting the same great pizzas, pastas, and salads you love, just bigger and built for a crowd. Perfect for teams, offices, or parties, Royal Pizza's catering brings real value around $10 per person. Delicious, high quality, and easy. If you like their pastas, you'll love their catering pastas even more. Visit royalpizza.ca or contact your local store for exact pricing and details.
So come on home, Royal Pizza, still making it great.
Goodwill is
One shopper, finding something I never knew I needed. A jacket. A deal. One donor. Letting go of something so someone else can move forward.
One program participant.
Learning.
Trying.
Building skills.
Building confidence.
Building a future.
One purchase. One donation.
One job.
One choice.
Goodwill is
The power of one. The power of one. The power of one.
The power of one.
Goodwill Industries of Alberta. It all starts with one.
It's a rezzed up reimagining, a cultural celebration, and a smash hit. River Cree Resort and Casino brings you Bear Grease the Musical. Don't miss this hilarious spin on the 70s classic, replacing T-Birds and Pink Ladies with a cast of characters that spotlight Indigenous language, music, and moves with a Broadway flair. Iconic numbers get a bold new spirit in the audience favorite, Bear Grease. April 26th in the venue at River Cree. Must be 18 plus. Get info and tickets at rivercreeresort.com.
Hey Edmonton, did you know a local Play Alberta winner scored over $430,000 on Desert Fantasy? Think about the rec room you could build with that kind of cash. From major casino winners every hour to jackpots worth millions and hundreds of popular games to money that stays in the province, there has never been a better time to sign up for Play Alberta. Download the app today to get started with casino, sports, and lottery, all in one app. Must be 18 plus to play. When you gamble, use your game sense.
We're back here on EST Afternoons. No Oiler game, Dave. That's tomorrow against the Mammoth. See if they can snap this 2-game losing streak to Florida and Tampa Bay. No Leon. Conflicting reports of when he's coming back. McDavid's good to go. Sounds like maybe Tristan Jarry tomorrow. That should be interesting. But right now we're going to head to Detroit. What a playoff race in the East, man. Ho, ho, ho. Like always, our guests are all brought to you by Old Country Towing, Edmonton's most trusted 24/7 roadside rescue team, fast, safe, and reliable for over 15 years. Whether it's a game day or a snowstorm, we work as hard as your favorite team to get you going. Call 780-986-6088 for all your towing needs. And with that, we bring in Ryan Hanna from the Winged Wheel podcast back to the show. Ryan, how you doing?
Oh, I'm okay, guys. How are you doing?
We're doing great, actually. Despite the Oilers' 2-game losing streak. Let's talk about this playoff race. Ryan, I mean, a few months ago we were looking at it, we're like, yeah, Detroit's back in there. No worries. And then, it's just been an unbelievable race right now. We'll get to Dylan Larkin and all that. But how the vibes there in Detroit with this team fighting for that playoff spot?
I've had like 3 different people tell me about Connor McDavid's comments about the Pacific being a pillow fight. So that's about what everyone in the Atlantic race is thinking about right now. So yeah, the vibes are anxious for sure.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they got a massive game tomorrow night against the Ottawa Senators. Ottawa, I believe, well, they're in New York tonight, so they get them on the back end of a back-to-back. How important is this game for the Red Wings?
The last 2 games, Boston and Montreal, we called those 2 the most important game of the season until the next one, and this is the next one in that order. I think this is easily the most important one of the 3 if you want to go down to like the minutia of it, just because, if the Red Wings want to make this, they have to keep the chasing teams out. I know they're technically a chasing team right now with the Islanders holding that second spot, but Ottawa's a great team. I think Ottawa's a team that is as good as any of the Atlantic divisional seed teams. Mm-hmm. They just haven't had goaltending this year. So if they can get a 4-point swing against the Ottawa Senators, if they're lucky enough to have Dylan Larkin back for that game, that goes a long, long way. And then they're able to try to control their own destiny as best they can. I still think this is a team that can make it in that wild card position, but Ottawa is a strong team that they need to pull the results away from.
Ryan Hanna from the Winged Wheel podcast joining us here on EST Afternoon. So, Ryan, what's kind of gone wrong? I mean, last 10, 4-4-2, which is not terrible. I know they've been without Dylan Larkin, their captain. He's a fantastic player. Does it start there with Dylan Larkin missing some time since early March?
Yeah, it was Steve Yzerman traded for Justin Falk, which is what Dylan Larkin wanted. And then within hours, Dylan Larkin goes down with a no contact injury that takes him out for multiple weeks. Like, it was a sick joke from the hockey gods. And that's what it is, right? Like, the Red Wings forward depth already was showing its wear. It was showing its gaps. There was no scoring depth from down the lineup. Lucas Raymond was very obviously playing hurt. He's not a shooting threat right now. And really, he's not playing a complete game because he physically can't. And so when Dylan Larkin went out, you had Andrew Kopp as your number one center. 2 games later, I think it was, Andrew Kopp also goes down.
Yeah.
And gets hurt for multiple games. And so your number one center was JT Compher. And then after that, Marco Kasper, who for most of the year had a terrible sophomore slump. So that's what it's been for Detroit for this past while.
Ryan, just staying with Dylan Larkin, like, we see him on highlights. It seems to always be scoring involved in an overtime goal or scoring the big goal, the tying goal. And watching him in the Olympics, arguably the U.S.'s best player, like, very noticeable. Is this, if they can get into the playoffs here, if Larkin comes back in, do you have to start considering him in that out of that star category and more into the superstar kind of realm?
I'm about as biased towards Dylan Larkin as they'll come, while still trying to be objective. It's of conflicting fates as a Canadian watching those Olympics too. It was hard to watch Dylan Larkin step up, but I wasn't surprised. He's a big moment player. Like, he's a guy who provides the foundational play, the heart and soul kind of play for your team, but still comes with that offensive talent and ability that star players do, right? To call him a superstar, though, you would need to see more. He's not risen to that level of production that superstars typically do, but I still think that you need guys like Dylan Larkin if you want to go take the next step to win a gold medal, to win a Stanley Cup. Like, he's the kind of guy that really makes it so that your superstars can be superstars. But you never know. I think, given the opportunity, he just hasn't had that in so long in Detroit to make the playoffs. Maybe there is more to him there, but I see him more as like the year Ryan O'Reilly went with St. Louis. Like, that's the best Dylan Larkin in terms of what he brings to the team. Not obviously the exact same players, but I think how he's rated after the Olympics is the first time I felt that Dylan Larkin is appropriately rated as an NHL player.
Ryan, you mentioned Justin Falk. They acquired him at the deadline. Listen, all these insiders and the hockey reporters always do winners and losers when it comes to the trade deadline. A lot of them had Detroit. They were a little bit surprised they didn't do a lot more. Was that kind of the sentiment there in Detroit, that why didn't they do a little bit more to add?
I wasn't surprised, no, and I think Steve Yzerman was trying to do more. I think Steve Yzerman was even forthcoming in saying that he wanted to do more. He even offered the insight that there was forward deals. The prices were just so crazy high. They knew a few days before the deadline that it was unlikely to happen. I think they were around Robert Thomas as much as they could be, and St. Louis, as we found, just set that price so astronomically high. They've been sniffing around on Elias Pettersson for years now, I think. But again, that market, it never turned into a market. It was more just people, calling, still for sale, still don't want to retain any money. Okay, so it just never kind of came to fruition. It's a fair criticism to say, why didn't he do more? But I think it's also a reality of the NHL, right? Like, it's really hard to make deals. And I've been paid a trade market or a trade deadline market price, which is to say a very high payment for Justin Falk. So to do more than that, I'm not shocked.
I had to watch the Red Wings Calgary game a few weeks ago and watch John Gibson ruin one of my parlays for goals scored. He made an amazing save. Has Gibson kind of found some old form from Anaheim and become their bona fide number one guy?
Yeah, Gibson, if you take out, I think, games up until, and this is, I know, if he was better, he would have been better is what I'm saying. But if you took out all of his games up until like November 21st or something like that, he'd have like a .920 save percentage right now. He's been one of the best goaltenders in the league since then. Even if you use December 1st as the cutoff point there, he just took some time to settle in. I think personally fitting into the team, a new city, getting his family moved, things like that. But also being behind the Red Wings defense isn't the easiest thing in the world. They haven't been the best for the past decade. So once he kind of got up to speed there and shook off the rust, he's been outstanding. And it's funny because some of those games, you're like, he didn't really have to do too much, but he was just solid. And you look and he was like, oh, yeah, 945 save percentage. But a lot of games, he showed up and he was the difference. Now, it's funny, the loss against Boston, I thought he was the difference in a negative way. He let in 2 soft goals, but right after that, he made a huge stop on a penalty shot that kept them in the game, and he was stellar the game before against Montreal. So he's been their number 1 goalie this season. And he's been like, if they had John Gibson playing as he is right now, any of the past 2 or 3 years, I think they would have made the playoffs, to put it simply.
Ryan, we got a question from one of our listeners. Mike, the Michigan fan, says, can you please ask Ryan how bad Lucas Raymond's shoulder actually is and if the team is actually as injured as Elliot Friedman said in his podcast?
Yeah, I think the way Elliot characterized that was completely accurate. It's the same thing I've been hearing, that this team is really banged up. If you take a look, they're constantly calling up guys on emergency conditions, sending them back down. With Lucas Raymond specifically, I know there's at least a few games there, if not all of the games recently, where they're not sure he's able to go up until game time, or there's at least an indication that he might not be able to go. It's my personal belief, and this isn't based on anything I've been told, but it's my personal belief that if Lorcan was healthy and Andrew Kopp was healthy and everyone else was healthy, Lucas Raymond would have been sitting games to try to save him for the postseason. His shoulder's really bad. You could see it. He's rolling off checks. He's not going into hard areas the way he always does. He's not leaning into shots. If you watch him after a whistle, and it's hard because the TV camera doesn't let you do it, but if you're in person, you watch him after a whistle, he lets one arm just kind of hang there. Like he's playing through a lot of pain right now, Lucas.
And Ryan, one last one for you. Worst case scenario, the Detroit Red Wings just miss out. It's such a close battle with so many teams involved. Do the injuries kind of soften the blow for this organization and say, if we had Larkin, if we had, like you said, Lucas Raymond healthy, we'd probably be in the playoffs? Or is this just going to be very disappointing for the organization not to make it in?
You look at it objectively, and those should be the answers. The injuries at terrible times. Yeah. The East being up to 12 or 13 points more competitive for a playoff spot. All those things, sure. But do you then get into, Buffalo makes it after they were the ones holding the longest active streak. It's a decade now of no playoffs. Yzerman, the fan base will be saying, Yzerman should have bolstered the center and forward depth the past offseason leading up to the trade deadline. The frustration and almost the emotion of it will supersede the reason and the objectivity. And I'm not even sure I can argue with that, right? Like at some point, it's make or break time. And so I'm almost, talking out of both sides of my mouth here, but I would say it's the frustration and the disappointment would be what's shining through for everyone there. Yeah.
Yeah. Ryan, great stuff as always. It's going to be an incredible run to the finish line here. Enjoy the game tomorrow against the Ottawa Senators, and I'm sure we'll chat again. Yeah, always happy to do it, boys. Best of luck with the Oilers. Oh, thank you. Ryan Hanna from the Winged Wheel podcast. Check it out. It's a really good podcast, in depth on the Red Wings, and he said it there at the hop. Anxious, right? Yeah, it's because
that's a huge. They're lucky to get. They hope that Ottawa kind of empties the tank tonight against the Rangers. Like they have to have this one against the Rangers.
But you also want them to lose.
But you want them to lose, right?
Yeah.
And then to come in and hopefully they can take advantage of a tired team the next night.
Man, it's quite the race in these. It's absolutely incredible. Columbus is 6-1-3 in their last 10. They're rolling hot right now. The Pinguinos have been up and down, but they're getting points, right? Boston's playing well. They're 5-2-3 in their last 10. The Islanders kind of like the Red Wings. They're 5-5 in their last 10. They're splitting there. And the Ottawa Senators 7-2-1 in their last 10, but it might be a little too late for them. If they need some help, but they need to stay hot as well. And that's too bad about Lucas Raymond. He's good on him. He's toughing it out.
Yeah, but does that do more harm than good? You know,
the big one is Dylan Larkin, though. That's their leader, right? Their point getter. He does it all for that team. So, yeah, it's gonna be quite the battle, Joaquin, man. Going to be crazy. That was Ryan Hanna from the Wing Wheel podcast, joining us on the Old Country Towing video hotline. Like always, hit us up on the afternoon inbox, and it's presented by the River Cree Resort and Casino. Check out their happy hour. It's $5.25 drinks, available Sunday to Thursday from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. Yeah. Joaquin on the other side of the break. We're going to do the screw it, let's do a parlay. We're going to talk a lot of fun stuff as well. Are you down with that?
Sure.
All right. You know what's weird about Detroit, though? Like, it was true because 2 months ago we were looking and they're top in the division. I was like, they're in.
Yeah.
Good for Stevie Y. And then, but again, it's a lot of injuries. And they didn't
have a lot of Olympians on that team, too, right? A lot of those guys went to Olympics.
Well, Sider, Larkin, Lucas.
Let's see. Larkin, Lucas. Sider. Let Johansson go? I don't know. This is your main guys go, right?
Yeah. And that's what Leon went, McDavid went, but yeah, it's gonna be fascinating. Definitely fascinating. All right. Nasty chat, River Korean Box 780-218-9999. Also, slam that thumbs up for us. Then our final segment, we'll get to the screw it, let's do a parlay this day and all that fun stuff, and a little bit more on your Edmonton Oilers. That's all coming up here on EST Afternoons. Don't go anywhere. It's Joaquin, Gage, Hernan and Salas, and here's our guy Coop with your sports update.
Edmonton's Connor McDavid left practice early with team trainers, but cleared up any concerns, stating to the media that it was, quote, just hips and groin stuff. It's all good. Just one game in the NHL. It goes from the Big Apple's Rangers play host to the Senators. Ottawa rolling on a 2-game win streak. They're 4 points back of the Islanders for the second wildcard spot in the Eastern Conference. For the Jays, they've signed general manager Ross Atkins and manager John Schneider to extensions. Atkins locked up through the 2031 season, while Schneider is signed through 2028. And live in spring training, 3 games, including the White Sox and Athletics, top of the 7th. Athletics up by a run against the White Sox, and top of the 6th between the Mariners and Padres. Seattle has a 2-1 lead. In Kansas, 36-year-old Travis Kelce has officially signed an extension with the Chiefs, inking a 3-year deal worth nearly $55 million total. And in basketball, the Raptors, they take on the Jazz on a 10-game NBA schedule. Manuel Quickly, Jakob Poeltl being rolled out for the contest quickly due to a foot injury. Poeltl managing a back ailment. And the Raptors, they've also reportedly signed former first overall pick Markelle Fultz to a 10-day contract, according to ESPN's Sham Charania. This sports update is brought to you by the Capital Care Foundation. Financial support deeply affects residents at Capital Care, whether it's a one-time donation or a monthly contribution. Every penny counts. Find out how you can donate at Capital Care Foundation.net. The Screw It, Let's Do It parlay up next here on EST Afternoons. I'm Zachary Kubish, keeping you in the loop.
Subs are freshly toasted, stacked high, and crafted to satisfy. Each sub is piled high with premium meats, melty cheese, and toasted to perfection. Firehouse Subs brings bold flavor to every bite, all served on a freshly toasted roll. But we're not just feeding Edmonton, we're fueling it. Dig into the brisket hat trick, piled with slow-smoked brisket and melty cheese. Or go to the Firehouse Subs fan favorite, the Hook and Ladder. Made to order with smoked turkey, honey ham, and Monterey Jack cheese on a perfectly toasted roll. With 15 Firehouse Sub locations across Edmonton and the greater area, it's easy to grab a hot and hearty sub close to home. Firehouse Subs. Hot, hearty, made to satisfy.
When gambling, set a budget before you play. Stay informed and visit GameSenseAB.ca to learn how. Remember, if you gamble, use your game sense.
Spring. Ready to start your spring organizing? Create space in your garage, closets, and basement with Sentinel Storage. Try 4 weeks free. Details at sentinelstorage.ca. Buy Canadian, store Canadian.
Real fans don't stroll in at puck drop. They claim territory. They study the screens. They get into their spot, which is why this matters. The Canadian Brew House now has happy hour. Brand new. Tons of options. And the good stuff like our 8-inch 2-topping RCM pizza and our signature Caesar. Monday to Saturday, 2 till 6 p.m. starting at $3.99. That's more than enough reason to come early. New happy hour at the Canadian Brew House. If you're serious about game day, we'll see you for happy hour.
You've heard the name, but what does it mean? For over 66 years, William Huff Advertising has supplied signage from screen printing to digital to LED with design, production, and install in-house. It's a one-stop shop for all your signage needs. Edmonton owned and operated, William Huff has been trusted by the biggest companies and teams in the City of Champions and many others across the country to do the job. If you're looking for a way to get the word out about your company or event, they are the answer. Go to www.williamhuff.com. Their results speak for themselves.
Final segment here on EST Afternoons. Hopefully you've enjoyed the show. Don't go anywhere. Reed Wilkins is coming up. I don't know what's going anywhere because Reed is the man. Portion of this hour brought to you by the Canadian Brew House. Taco Tuesday just leveled up at the CBH all day, $3.49. New tacos and quesadillas after 4 p.m. Sip on $5.99 margaritas. $2 off Corona tankards, Joaquin's favorite. And tequila shots starting at $5.99. Weren't you telling me when you were there that the Corona tankards were tasting delicious?
It's just draft Corona is fantastic.
With a lemon?
Lime.
Lemon's good.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
No. You never do that. Don't ever let me catch you doing that.
I always put lemon in my
Really?
Corona. Yeah.
Gross. It's lime.
Lime or lemon for a Corona?
Come on.
Cool, do a poll. No, I'm just kidding. Maybe that'll be your question tomorrow.
Try them both and tell me what tastes better.
No, I've done them both.
Lime tastes better.
I just like Coronas, buddy.
Lime's the only way I've gotten them.
Have you ever drank a Corona without anything?
Yep.
Yeah. You still
I can probably drink Coronas faster than any other beer.
Yes.
Like if I have a 6-pack of Corona, I remember I went over to my friend's once and he brought them out. I think I drank 5 within 15 minutes one time.
Well, especially on a hot day.
Yeah, oh gosh. A bucket of ice and Coronas in there.
It's amazing. Buddy.
It is amazing.
Yeah. All right, let's get to the screw it. Let's do a parlay for Play Alberta and inside the numbers.
Screw it, let's do it, no delay. Let's take a risk today. No sense being safe. We need a huge payday.
Who wants to go first?
Sens -1.5.
So Sens to cover? Is that how you do it?
Sens -1.5, so they have to win by 2.
I'm going to take James Reimer over 20.5 saves. Look at us being efficient here.
James Reimer?
Yeah, he's getting a start.
Is he?
For the Sens, yeah. Well, they'll go with Ulmark tomorrow.
I don't like this.
Cool, what do you got?
Yeah, so Mika Zibanejad, he's on a 4-game point streak, 3-game goal streak, and he has 3 goals, 2 assists in those last 5 games played. I'm going to say he gets a point tonight against the Senators. Entering this one in his past 4 games against Ottawa, he has 4 points in, each of his last 4 games, 2 assists in the last game, and all-time in 21 games played against Ottawa, 10 goals, 15 assists.
Damn it, Coop. We're taking Reimer. Can't have Mika with a point.
So?
I don't like
Why
the
not?
sounds of this one.
No. Sens -1.5. Reimer 20.5 saves. Mika Zibanejad point. Don't. Who's right in?
Just get 25 shots on, get three goals in, a couple goals in. Yeah,
Where's Duck
Why
Dad?
not?
He's been MIA lately. Duck Dad, where are you? So Sens -1.5. Reimer over 20.5 saves. Mika 1 point. All right, boys.
Okay.
27 years ago, Joaquin, on this date, the Edmonton Oilers acquired Jason Smith from the Maple Leafs for a 4th-round pick and a 2nd-round pick.
Wow.
Gator, the coach of the Edmonton Oil Kings. On this day in 1992, Billy Ray Cyrus released the single, Don't Break My Heart.
It's only
My achy breaky heart.
Wow. That was a terrible song.
It was. On this day in 1993, Farside released the song Passing Me By. Excellent hip-hop song. On this day in 1984, Police Academy debuted in theaters.
The first one?
The first one.
I like that one.
Tackleberry was the best.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a renter for sure a couple of times.
Oh, yeah. On this day in 1991, Extreme released the power ballad, More Than Words.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, how many slow dances did you have with that one, Juan?
I like that one. You know what? I like the Jack Black and Jimmy Fallon remake of it. You ever see that?
No.
No?
No.
More Than Words?
No.
We're going to watch that after.
Let's say Ricky Martin released his smash hit single on this day in 1999, Living the Vida Loca.
Looks good, man.
That was in Shrek 2.
Was it?
Yeah, I was listening to that on CD in my car yesterday, actually. I had the soundtrack for Shrek 2, and that was the first track on the mix.
Nice.
Yeah.
Are there CD
I love
players
that
in new
one.
cars now? There's not, is there?
I don't think there is. Is there?
I think anything
Mine still has one.
past like 2016
Oh, yeah.
probably doesn't have a CD player. That's huge. That's a thing now, boys.
Today,
Is there anything in your CD player? If you press the eject,
No, there's not.
Will like Milli Vanilli pop out?
That'd be amazing. Today's National Chip and Dip Day. What's your go-to chip and dip?
My go-to
Yes.
is it has to be tortilla chips with guac.
Oh, okay. Nice and simple. I like the Old Dutch.
Simple. I got to make the guac.
Wow. But yeah, no, I know. But I like the Old Dutch Ripple regular chips because they're nice and thick. They can withstand a good dip. And I think I got to go with the Philadelphia dill pickle dip.
Oh, the dill pickle.
Can the ready-made can?
Yeah.
No, why not?
Why don't you just do what is it? You get the sour cream and you dump the onion mix in there?
That too. I love the onion mix too.
That's that's at my in-laws all the time.
Really?
Yeah. It's a staple.
Cool, what you got?
I'm a pretty casual guy. I don't know. I'd take almost any chip, but a fresh tortilla chip, nice crunch, the warmth there. Get some guac, get some sour cream, get any dip. I don't care what kind of
Coop's
dip
over
it
here
is.
having nachos.
We said chip and dip.
Okay.
I like salsa too.
The other day, I had a good pretzel chip, one of those very flat pretzel-y cracker things. I guess you could count that as a chip with some hummus. It was very good.
I'm really in on the Mexican chili Old Dutch chips.
Really?
They're good, man.
That's like I've been buying them nonstop.
I always, if I go by the Safeway, I have to grab the truffle and sea salt chips for my wife every time.
Really?
Yeah.
I've had those. They're okay. Yeah.
I like those ones. But I only get like 3 of them because someone in my family is going to devour the bag.
Jen says chips and queso. Yeah, queso's good.
Costco queso is not right. You try that?
No, I have not.
Because you do go to Costco. You were lying to me before.
I like that buffalo dip people make now.
Buffalo chicken dip?
Yeah, that's good, man.
That is good. I make mine really hot, though.
I think my niece makes it, and she makes it pretty spicy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You got to have it spicy.
Do you like pico de gallo with chips?
Yep.
Yeah.
Of course. What am I? An animal?
Do you ever mix ketchup and mayo together?
Yep. All the time.
Yeah, that's like my mom does that all the time.
I chop up gherkins in there, too. Pickles.
Really?
You ever do that?
No.
Oh, and then if you put a little hot sauce in there, too. A little Tabasco is always good.
Hey, do you eat chips with hummus?
Yeah.
I feel like hummus is more for like a cracker.
No.
No?
Well, depends on the cracker.
Would
You're
you
not
ever
putting that on a saltine, are you?
Would you ever do a flavored chip in a dip?
Probably done it before. I'm not a huge chip and dip guy.
Oh, okay.
I am a guac and tortilla chips. That's
it.
Yeah. Or
Okay.
nachos. That's it.
Okay. You're a
Yeah.
simple man.
I am.
Max Bazoo says Costco queso is dangerously good.
It is pretty good. I got it once. Then I made I just poured it over like burritos and stuff. It was good.
Yeah, the onion dip's good. The dill pickle dip is good. They sell some other pretty...
Oh, the dill pickle hummus at Costco is
Good.
next level.
Really?
Yeah, that's probably the best dip I've ever tasted.
We get one at the farmer's market downtown on Saturdays in the spring. It's from a Greek place. Oh, my Lord, Joaquin.
I did stop by Italian Center and picked up some of those full Monty olives. One of those.
I got to do that.
And
too.
I brought them to my wife at work. I don't think she's loved me any that much in years when I dropped those off.
She liked them?
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
She couldn't believe it.
They are delicious, though.
They are awesome. If you go to Italian Center, go get the full Monty olives. Whew, they're good.
Homemade queso on the smoker is delicious.
I bet.
Just seems like a lot of work.
Not really. You don't have a smoker?
No, I don't. I do not.
You are the smoker. That's why.
Yeah.
You just eat it and smoke, and then it just does everything in the belly.
It's all the same, man. It's all the same. Hey, it's also National Puppy Day.
Oh.
What are you getting, Boone? Is he a puppy still?
Yeah, maybe I'll go next door. He likes the raw food. He's a big fan. I mix it in with his other stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was a little mad at me this morning, though.
Why no walk?
It was a shorter one, and I left.
Oh,
Doesn't like that.
Dogs are the best.
I was going to bring him in, but then I got to worry about him. I don't like worrying about him, you know?
Why would you worry about him?
Well, if he hits a cable or something like that.
Oh, he's a good boy.
Bites
He almost
Goob.
did the last time. Well, he didn't almost bite me. He didn't almost bite me, but he was chilling under the desk over here on the producer area because it's all an open studio sort of thing. There's no walls or glass, and he was walking around enjoying the time. He was a very well trained dog, but a couple of times he'd go over the wires. I'm like, oh no.
He's not trained. He's just behaved. I haven't done anything with that dog.
Well, fair enough.
Well, he's
You got
well
lucky.
behaved, man, because when we had that pizza party for one of our meetings at the old spot, like, trust me, I know dogs that would be all over that and won't leave. And he just sat there beside you and kind of just waited for someone to give him something.
Yeah, he was good. I'll bring him in again.
Yeah, it's always great. Dogs always liven up a place, man. They're the best. Absolutely the best. Well, boys, what are you up to this Monday? One NHL game. Not much going on.
Work. Maybe
watch Begonia on Prime.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah, you were telling me that too. You just came by. You didn't even tell me what it was about. You're just
I
like,
wanted to see
watch
it when I saw the ads for it before when it was in the theaters. Or whatever. It did look interesting.
It's it's a little messed up, but it's good.
Who's the guy in there? It's
he's such a good actor, man.
Yeah, he was he was in he was in that one very disturbing show with his wife again. She was a reporter. It was Civil War. You ever see Civil War?
No.
You should watch Civil War. That's disturbing. But he was also in he was the bad guy in the really bad guy in Breaking Bad. Remember him in Breaking Bad?
When he kills the kid?
When he kills the girlfriend.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Jesse Plemons? Is that his name?
Is that his name? Yeah.
Yeah.
He's married to Mary Jane Watson.
Is he really?
But the first Mary Jane.
Yeah. Someone was talking about this, I think on Friday. Can't remember who, but Jesse Palmer?
Yeah, I just watched a really disturbing Black Mirror with him in it.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. It was kind of good at the end, but...
Hydro says, they listed Begonia as a comedy. We waited and waited for something funny. I don't think it's funny either.
No, it doesn't look funny.
I was trying to watch Barry yesterday on Crave because I heard it's really good.
Who?
Barry. It's like a...
Oh, it's good.
Is it?
Yeah, I like Barry.
But I kept getting an error code.
And we watched, on Saturday night, we watched Mercy.
Mercy?
It's on Prime too. It's with Star-Lord and...
Chris Pratt?
Yeah, Chris Pratt and Rebecca Ferguson.
What it's about, like
Hubba.
An AI judge or something?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. My mom watched that yesterday.
Really?
Yeah, it looked
it was
pretty
good.
intense.
It was good. It was really good.
Add him to the list.
Yeah.
Kristen Dunst?
Kirsten Dunst.
Dunst, yeah. Okay. That's his wife?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Good for him.
Yeah. Solid. Hey, big shout out to Matt Bear from the Edmonton Oil Kings. They kick off their round 1 series versus the Saskatoon Blades on Friday. And Ryan Hanna from the Wind Wheel podcast of the Detroit Red Wings are fighting for their playoff lives right now. Fun show tomorrow on tap. We'll tee up Oilers in Mammoth. We'll have Brogan Houston joining us, and then we'll see where else we go. But don't go anywhere. Reed Wilkins coming up with the Reed Wilkins Show. Him and Coop will take you right up until 6. For Coop, for Joaq, I'm Hernan saying thank you for watching, thank you for listening, thank you for a thumbs up. Enjoy your Monday. We'll chat tomorrow. Chowders.